Oh, no excuse, no alibi, no whatever you want. Against Lecce on Sunday, we must win. A win is obliged. And not only winning, but also scoring. I don't care about blah 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 blah. Because if we don't win, we lose or we draw against the Giallorossi, we open a new scenario that at November I don't even want to open. It's too early to open, or let's say the 1st of December. I don't want, because usually in the latest years I started to give up because I was obliged to, because of the performances, the result of the team, to give up towards the end of January. I don't want to be in that situation already in the beginning of December, already saying goodbye to Serie A. And no. And that's what we'll speak about in today's video, the goals, but also Mercato. A lot of Mercato with a name that is really more and more on the exit list where you will not be happy about. And some names that could possibly come in where I think that you will be happy about. So put a maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I will try to do it in one shot. Guys, I don't get over it. I'm sick since I came back from Crotone. It was a hard hit. I was a bit better. I felt a bit better on Wednesday, but I can't get over it. So let's open the papers. Tutto Sport is saying Motta fuori I gol. Motta, take them out. Let us see a bit of goals. Now you need to come in, not on the field, but you need to find the technical solution to score. Because I will already tell you, this morning in training session, Giovanni Albanese reported us that the players that were missing for Birmingham transfer, for that away game, they are still not there. This morning they started to train in an isolated way. Dusan Vlahovic, Douglas Luiz, Weston McKennie, and he's actually quite pessimistic to see them on the bench against Lecce. Disaster, so don't count on Dusan Vlahovic to be the one that will score, the one that will shot on target. Big chances that he will not be there. Probably it's the one with the most chances to be on the bench, but forget about him to start the game. So more chances to continue for the third game in a row without Dusan Vlahovic than with Dusan Vlahovic. The bad news, it's another one, Nicolo Savona, that we saw all of us going out of the field against Aston Villa. We were really scared for a big, huge muscular injury. There is no lesion, but anyway, at the moment, you know, it's a bit a pity, it's a bit a problem, because at Juventus, even if you go out without any injury, you're still missing some games. Here they are speaking in Sky Sport about missing Lecce, 100% sure, and then also probably missing Bologna. From what I know, ragazzi, should be back against Bologna, at least on the bench, so it's really nothing serious, but you never know. At Juventus this season, you really never know. When you read, they will analyze, they will check day by day, you can be sure that they will be out for 1 month, if not 6 weeks. A disaster, because we were already extremely short in defense, with I believe 6 available men, included Danilo and Rui. Well, without Savona, Danilo will be a starter. And luckily, he did a really beautiful performance when he entered in the last 30 minutes in Via Park. But hey, it is what it is, huh? One change only, Rui. That could possibly even be the starter, with Cambiaso resting. Guys, I start to see some lineup circulating, not that we have a lot of choices, but I see Mbangula, Rui, starters, Cambiaso on the bench, Yildiz on the bench. I don't know if it's a real formation, because we are still two days and a half before the game of Lecce. But pay attention, huh? Because I hope that Thiago Motta understands that that game is a win game. It's a must-win game. Must win, because when I was reading today Gazzetta dello Sport, they were showing who will run away, who will take the lead, who will make a lot of points in the coming 3 months, because the Scudetto will be played in 3 months. And if it's maybe true for Napoli, Atalanta and Inter, the 3 ones that are at the moment the favorite ones to go until the end, for Juventus, I can already tell you that we will know the reality at the end of January. Yeah? We don't even have to wait the end of February, already at the end of January, I will tell you, because there we already know, yes or no, if we will have that confident boost of winning the Supercoppa that will be played in January in Saudi Arabia. One. Secondly, we will have so many games to play in the meanwhile that we will know in what competition we are still in. The Champions League competition, where are we in terms of points in Serie A, because now we have Lecce, then we have Bologna, 2 games that we must win, we are obliged before the other ones. Pay attention, Juve have some games on paper that are not easy, but now with the situation that we are in, we are really obliged to win. And then the Mercato, because at the end of January we will see the ambitions of Juventus to offer Thiago Motta actually some reinforcement in defense, but also up front, where at the moment Jundal is always saying, no, but wait, calma, tranquilli, we have Milik that will come back, we count on him. Yeah, why not? But we need someone, we really need someone there. Otherwise, we will make the same mistakes as last year, not reinforcing the team, and that we have the risk of collapsing. This year, it's not only the fourth spot that is at risk, or the Scudetto, sorry, that is at risk, but also the fourth spot. So attenzione, really attenzione. But I can tell you that already this match week will be extremely important to understand a bit more. If we are obliged to win against Lecce, well, you have a Roma-Atalanta with a Ranieri that won his first point in Europa League yesterday, if I'm not wrong, against Tottenham with a goal of Hummels. They will play against Atalanta, while Inter will play against the miracle Fiorentina of Palladino. Guys, don't miss the games of Serie A, especially if you are living in UK and Ireland and you don't know where to watch them because in your country you don't have the broadcast, you know it. OneFootball is offering a fantastic solution. You can or pick the game that you want, or you can go with a team pass, the one of Juve, or you can go, or whatever team that you choose, or you can go with a season pass. Everything starts at 4.99 points. It's the best thing that you can do. The link is into the description. It's a unique opportunity. If I had the opportunity living in Belgium to do it, I would do it because that's a dream. Choose the game that you want or go for the full season without any problem, without being stressed. You go and you watch Serie A. The moment to do it, link is into the description. Grande OneFootball, Grande Serie A for that beautiful partnership. I can tell you, Dusan Vlahovic will not be there against Lecce, but now it's time to find cope manners. Tutto Sport was speaking about Dusan, was speaking about Thiago Motta. Corriere dello Sport is speaking about cope manners. Cercasi Cope, where are you, Cope? Where are you, Cope? That was the question that we were all asking ourselves against Aston Villa. That was exactly the same question that we were asking ourselves against Milan. It's time for Cope to step up. And when we are looking at the heat map, when we see that Teun Koopmeiners was on the right side and was on the left side when he was touching ball, the huge big problem of Juve is that when he's central, because we have these beautiful defensive duo, Thuram and Locatelli, that are filtering there in front of the defense. Well, when we want to go centrally, if it's not Cambiaso at the moment, we are not able to find any offensive player. Koopmeiners is nowhere to find centrally, or we can't find him. And that's a solution that Thiago Motta needs to solve as soon as possible. Not only because Koopmeiners is an important player for us, a player that we are all expecting a lot of, but because Juventus, if today we are not scoring, Tuttosport is also reporting, it's also because we don't shot enough on target. So it's not only because Dusan Vlahovic missed the goal against Empoli, against Parma, against no. It's also because we don't take enough chances, attempts to shot on target. If you're looking, Juventus is the one that scored not a lot of goals in Serie A, 21 at the moment, really far from an Atalanta that is first with 34, Inter that is second with 31, but also in expected goals, only 19.8 expected goals for Juve, while you see, for example, Atalanta that is there again on top with 29.5. So 10 goals more expected from Atalanta than Juve, something totally crazy. Because they go, and not always they score, but at least they have these attempts, which Juventus we don't have. Inter, 203 shots on target, Atalanta 202. Juventus is really low in that ranking, towards the bottom part with only 167 shots on target. So that's 40 shots less than Inter, 40 shots less than Atalanta. That's even 30, nearly 30, 25 shots less than Roma, for example. Juventus needs to find a way to shot on target, as easy as that. Then you need to be precise. You need to be confident, you need to score goals. Well, yeah, we agree, but you need to shot, because if you don't shot, you will never score. That's as easy as that. Okay, sorry if the tempo is not perfect, if the video is not perfect, but I have difficulties to breathe because I don't get over it. It's really extremely annoying. So if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Let's talk about Mercato. Juventus that is financing the Mercato of January. There were 5 names that we spoke recently about. Bangula, Danilo, Arthur, and if the 2 Brazilian ones, we were speaking about them in terms of saving salary and not that much earning in terms of what we sell them, because it will be difficult to sell. Well, there is a name that we are speaking about since a few days now, maybe already 2 weeks. It's the name of Fagioli. Fagioli, more and more on the front pages, more and more confirmations about Juve side, about the player side, the management side, about the other clubs that are really interesting in Nicolo. And this morning, Giovanni Albanese went really hard on it. He went with a big confirmation. Marseille is extremely ahead in taking information for this January market already on Nicolo Fagioli. There is also Napoli on the Italian player. But the French club is already there, being public, being really, they made a coming out. We want Fagioli, we are really interested in Fagioli. A sale of Fagioli, that I repeat, will be totally profit for the Bianconeri. That will be extremely important also to go immediately and anticipate with a big name in defense. What can that name be? I don't know at the moment. There are a few names on these players, but Juventus is also looking for some creative formulas. Not only for one big defender, but maybe two. And that second defender could possibly be a player that goes into that deal of Fagioli going to a club and a player that is coming in for Juve. For example, Marseille. There is a player that I can already tell you that we don't speak enough about at the moment, but that Juventus is really interested in, is the one of Leonardo Balerdi, Argentinian captain. He has double citizenship, also the Italian one, so he could come to Juve already in January. It's the captain of Marseille that already played 9 games in Liga. He's a really good player that is growing game in, game out, has a value of 20 million euro. Look, I don't know, because he's the captain of Marseille, if they will let him go that easily. But Juventus and Marseille, they have fantastic contacts. Benatia, Ravanelli, Longoria. There are two clubs that have that affinity that could possibly speak. And in the staff of De Zerbi, there are some people that are saying to De Zerbi, Fagioli could be extremely interesting to reinforce our midfield next to, for example, an Adrien Rabiot. They know each other really well. Well, Fagioli going to Marseille, we cash in and we can invest for Balerdi, could be an important one. Could be an important one even if Balerdi alone will not be enough, and that's why Juventus will also look for other defenders, especially one that I will mention you in a second. Another name that Juventus is looking for is the one of Raspadori from Napoli. Because Raspadori is not playing a lot, because he wants some playing time, because Antonio Conte, because Manna, ex-Juve, both of them, they have their eye on Nicolo Fagioli. There something can possibly be, again, open. Raspadori to Juve, Fagioli to Napoli, even if, we know it, the secret dream of Cristiano Giuntoli is always and will always be Osimhen. Osimhen to Juve, even if I am not sure if he's the ideal striker for Thiago Motta. But you never know. Scenario of January that can be totally really crazy, even if Galatasaray letting Osimhen go again now, while Icardi is totally injured. Need to take our time, but you see, Giuntoli is really working on some creative formula to reinforce the team. Another player up front that they are speaking about, of course, is the name of Zirkzee. Zirkzee, that we are receiving a lot of assists. Yesterday, Manchester United played against Bodo Glimt, I believe, in Europa League. They won 3-2. He didn't start, Zirkzee. And you know what is even totally crazy? He didn't even enter the game, which is another assist, which is, again, another confirmation that Amorim is probably not thinking as Zirkzee as the one that he wants to work with. So pay attention to Juve, Zirkzee already in January, even if, Manchester United is not interested in Nicolo Fagioli. And then we have the big name in defense that can be not only a player for 6 months, not only a quick fix alternative, but already a really strong player. It's the name of Silva. The name of Silva that is persistent on the papers more and more. Some insiders are already telling us that the deal is done, even if that's a huge one, alone with an obligation to buy at 30-40 million euro, which is a big, huge amount that Juventus would not be able to allow themselves to do this time in the winter. Except, of course, if you're able, for Antonio Silva, to already say we take him with an obligation to buy, we are able to cash in only profit from Fagioli, that would be an investment that you could do. Hey, pay attention. Silva is a beautiful name. Silva is, from all the defenders that I heard, the best one. So pay attention to Antonio Silva. Gazzetta dello Sport is going even further, already going at a change of formation, playing a 4-3-3 with Antonio Silva next to Kalulu in the center of the defense, with Zirkzee in a 3 offensive line with Yildiz and Conceição. They took away already Dusan Vlahovic. You know that Gazzetta dello Sport is always extremely informed about Dusan Vlahovic. Why did they take away Dusan Vlahovic? That's my biggest question mark. I'm asking to you because I don't feel well, and I will stop the video now. I'm sorry for the quality, the really low quality of today's video, but if you want to put a maximum of like, don't forget to subscribe. Grazie, forza Juve. Ciao ragazzi.